everybody. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Kathy Hester of HealthySlowCooking.com, and I'm coming to you with another little kind of tip, exciting Facebook Live. This one is being brought to us and sponsored by Kanimura and Antle, which is a lettuce grower in California and Arizona. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the air fryer and talk a little bit about using the Instant Pot to make a great salad. So some of you who have had maybe a new winter CSA, maybe seeing some root vegetables you're not used to seeing, like celeriac or celery root, rutabaga, radishes. Any of those root vegetables do amazing once they're roasted. Now, you don't have to have an air fryer or an Instant Pot to roast vegetables. You can roast them, you can pseudo roast them in the slow cooker, the same way you're kind of pseudo roasting them in the Instant Pot, or you can just use your oven. But I know a lot of you got new appliances, so I want to give you kind of some fun ways to play with it. So, and again, my book, Vegan Cooking in Your Air Fryer, came out last week, so that you can grab a copy of that on Amazon. I'm not sure if they're out at all Barnes & Nobles yet, but I'll try and find out for you guys. I know that was a question some of you had. But with that said, if you have any questions, please just let me know. And if not, then I will put a few little details in the comments later on. Okay, so now we're going to switch cameras to where you can see some of the food. So one of the things that I've done is I went ahead and roasted, or not roasted, I half-cooked some potatoes. I did this for about 3 minutes in the Instant Pot. Now, they're still pretty firm, like they're not smushing too much. But so they're firm enough to still roast, but they're soft enough that they're not going to take as long. So it can take up to like 20, 25 minutes depending on how large you cut your root vegetables. So what I did is I put these in the Instant Pot for 3 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and fry them to crisp them off. But before we do that, I thought I'd also do some carrots, and these are just cut fresh carrots. And we'll go ahead and use one of the air fryers. That's why I have two out. We'll use the one we used last time, the Phillips, the smaller one. And we're going to put the carrots in there and roast them. And then we'll start doing potatoes. What's kind of cool is you can really make these suit anything you want, like chili powder. I've got a Cajun blend. For the carrots, I'm actually going to use some powdered rosemary. And I love powdered rosemary. I just think it's so much better. It doesn't stick in your teeth or make your mouth all icky. If you have fresh rosemary, you could always use fresh rosemary. So what I'm going to also show you a little bit about, there's some oils, and these don't really have any propellants. So this is a safflower avocado coconut blend. There's an avocado or an olive oil spray. If you don't do oil at all, what you can do is you can actually spray aquafaba, and you can get a little spray glass container off of Amazon, and I'll try and put that in the links as well. So for right now, I'm just going to spray this with a little bit of avocado oil. And the reason I'm spraying it on is, got the potato there, it's mostly to get this seasoning to stick. And you could also use salt. You could just roast these with just salt and pepper if you wanted to. But I'm going to put like a pinch, a real good pinch, because I really like that rosemary flavor to come out. Sage is also a good one to pair with it, or to use a poultry spice blend. I think that that's kind of a neat thing to do too. There's a snack from my dog now, since I threw out one of the carrots. And I always tend to smell just to see if I have enough. And I think I'd like just a tiny bit more. If you're working with spices, the heat is going to intensify that, but if you're working with herbs sometimes, the heat will take a little bit away from it. Rosemary can be kind of in the middle, but I like a lot. What I'm going to do is now just pour those right in the basket. Okay, and with this one, let's see if I can make it where you can see. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it to like, let's do 350, 375, and let's do that for 5 minutes. And then we'll shake it. Okay. While that's cooking, we'll go ahead and look at these potatoes. So the potatoes are half cooked, so that are maybe a little more than half cooked. So we're basically just crisping them. You could even eat them right now. So I'm going to put a little olive oil on those. And you could use aquafaba to keep this oil free without any issues at all. These are absorbing a little bit more because it was sitting here for a while. And Cajun spice, this is actually my favorite breakfast potato, is to put in some Cajun spice mix. This is a blend that I made on another video with you guys. So you can go and look back at that video to make it. It's super easy, it's salt free. Now this air fryer is teeny tiny, and it has these little dials. So we're going to go ahead and put this one up as high as it goes, since we're just crisping them off. And this is one of the cheaper ones. This is the one that I got. Actually, I got my rebate, so I think I ended up paying less than $10 for this one when it's all said and done on a holiday special. So let's do these for about 8 minutes. See how you don't know exactly? Let me stop this for a second. This one doesn't make as much noise. Okay, so while we have these cooking, I'm going to also show you, I went ahead and cooked some sweet potatoes in another Instant Pot. These I probably cooked a little bit too long, or they've been sitting here waiting for you guys. So I cooked these for 3 minutes. I think I would change to cooking them till 2 minutes if you're going to let them sit at all. But that's just one way that you can kind of go ahead and utilize all the appliances you've got going. Because we want to try and use things as much as we can. Or at least I do once I spend my money on it. Hi, Cindy Reed. What, do you have an air fryer? So if anybody has an air fryer, uh-oh. I think I blew a fuse. And we're back. Thanks for coming back. I did what you should never do, which is plug 2 air fryers into the same plug, and it's blown the plug. I thought these 2 were low wattage enough that it was going to be okay, and you should never ever run 2 things when you have an extra large going, because I found that out the hard way too. But in case you're just joining me, I'm Kathy Hester from HealthySlowCooking.com. And today I'm showing you how to roast vegetables and some shortcut ways in your air fryer. So again, my new book just came out, Vegan Cooking in Your Air Fryer. And this Facebook Live is being brought to you by Tanamura and Antle Artisan Lettuces from California and Arizona. So I bet you can guess where the roasted vegetables are getting ready to go. So I've gone ahead and roasted the vegetables without you. So there would be no more surprise power outages. I used one at a time and it worked fine. And so I'm going to switch cameras and show you those roasted veggies. Okay, we are in a different place, so it's a little more awkward. So first, I want to kind of show you these roasted potatoes. And you could make them, you could roast them a little longer if you wanted them to be more crispy. These are pretty crispy as it is. I love Cajun seasoning on potatoes. It's just really one of my favorite things. And this makes a great breakfast just by itself. Sometimes I'll saute some greens and put on that. And that's pretty yummy too. So, next we were doing these little bitty carrots. And let's see if I can get them. Let me see them a little bit more. And see how these are roasting down a little bit differently. If we wanted them to stay a little more plump, I could have used a little more oil, or I could have gone ahead and cooked them for maybe 2 or 3 minutes in the Instant Pot, or on the stove for just a few minutes and parboiled them. But I kind of like them this way. And they're soft in the middle. Let me see if I can bite one and show you. Oh. Here we go. That's a good example. So what we're going to do, now that we've roasted these, is I'm going to go ahead and I've prepared some nice artisan lettuce salad. So one thing to remember about all these different lettuces that are packaged is to look carefully and see if it's been washed or not. If it's not been washed, then you want to go ahead and wash it and dry it either with clean dish towels, a paper towel, or one of those spinny lettuce spinners. So what I did is I just have some whole leaves and then some chopped lettuce. And I'm going to go ahead and just put the rosemary carrots on there, because that's kind of what I'm digging right now. And I got this great dressing that looks like it wouldn't be vegan, but it is. I think I got it at Aldi's or Lidl's. And so it actually is completely vegan, which is pretty awesome. It does have oil. You certainly can do a different dressing that has no oil. This is just the one I pulled out of the fridge that I happen to have. And this is going to be my lunch too, which is pretty awesome. So that's one thing that you can make. Another thing you can do with the lettuce is you could do little lettuce wrap tacos. And so let's get these 2 pieces out. And so I could just put a few potatoes and maybe even some beans if I wanted to. A little salsa. You could put anything in there that you wanted. And if you find that you're having trouble kind of getting some fresh greens in, this is a really great way to do it, lettuce wraps. And you can do it with Asian food, you can do it with Mexican food, you could do it with just about anything. These would be pretty good with some samosa potatoes in them too. So here's 2 different ways that you can enjoy these roasted vegetables. Again, you don't need an air fryer to make roasted vegetables. You can always roast them in the oven. You can cook them in the Instant Pot until they're all the way done. I would then crisp them up in the oven if you don't have an air fryer, if you want to kind of have that real caramelized kind of yumminess that they get from being really roasted. Now, you can do this with beets. You can do it with turnips. You can do it with radishes. Really, any root vegetables at all that you happen to have. And they all will be good. So one of the things I like to do when I get my CSA is I go ahead and I cut down all the root vegetables, roast them. And a lot of times I will do it like this in different flavor batches, so that like this is more of a Cajun flavor, this is more of a rosemary flavor, maybe something else is with chili powder. And that way I roast them and then I put them in the fridge. And then I just heat them up when I'm ready to serve them. But they're great on pizzas. They're great in soups and stews. They're just amazing. And it really breathes life into just about everything. Like, I'm not a huge fan of eating radishes raw, but if you roast them, it's like it turns into something completely different. And it's amazing. It doesn't have that bite anymore. Same thing with turnips, rutabagas. They turn into these rich, luscious morsels that really bring life to a winter salad. So if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. I'm going to take these two videos and put them together so that you can watch them all at once. But again, I'm Kathy Hester, and thanks for joining me. And thank you very much to Tanamora and Antle for sponsoring it. Thanks a lot. Have a great week, you guys.